Good morning. I'm back. I'm Jill from Copycat Crafts by Jill, and welcome. I was actually starting a project and thought, why am I not filming? I don't know, so let's get the phone and start filming. It's really about pockets. I really was going to add a pocket or two or three in this idea book. This idea book, I was copycatting Cori Dahmen's idea book. She makes books that she puts in ideas so she can, when she's out of ideas or inspiration, she can go and page through, and it reminds her of all the really incredible ideas that she has come up with or seen from others, and she put them all together in a book. So I made this giant book, idea book, and then I really did not put too many of my ideas in. So I thought I slowly do want to add to my idea book. I made two of these. I don't know why I thought I had that many ideas. So I was going to add to it this morning. Well, actually last night I was going to, and then I thought I better film. I'll wait till tomorrow. But because of that, I had already started a few pockets that I wasn't sure which I was going to pick from when I decided to film. So I stopped and film. I stopped. I was going to wait till today to film, and that's what I did. I've just recut a few from my scraps. I always have pieces of scraps laying around, and that's what I decided to make my pockets from. So in some of the cases, I'm already working with a piece that I already had. No measurement needed because I'm just going to work with the piece I had. And in other instances, I decided I was going to cut down a piece and work with that. So that's what I'm also doing. So what I'm going to be using are scraps. But if you don't have any scraps, just reach into your whatever papers you have. These are Tim Holtz cardstock. That's what all my pockets are from. So it does add a little bulk. Feel free to use paper or thick paper. That way you don't have quite as much bulk. We're going to be using glue because we're going to be putting the pockets together. As you can see in this case, I did use my tab punch to punch the divots or notches. But I also have my circle punch, which I will use, or my notch punch, which I love using this as my notches. As a matter of fact, this one is really my go-to. But I just think it's a little bit fancier, but you use, or don't put a notch in at all if you don't like put notches in. And because the pocket is going to flip out, I decided I was going to use some of my tabs. And while I'm on the tab subject, the tabs I used are from Westboundpony on eBay. I was on eBay. Was probably looking for something very important. Found it. Tabs. From the seller, again, Westboundpony. They come like this. And to be honest, I bought from her before, so I definitely know that I like the quality and the prices. So I got this whole set, and I didn't even break them apart. I was just putting them through my die cutter like this on on cardstock. This is the cardstock from Walmart. You buy it in a tablet for like $5.88, and you get a whole bunch of pieces. It's just brown cardstock. But let me show you these adorable, look at this. Yep, I got started, couldn't stop myself. Look at this. Isn't that adorable? I love the cutout ones. And she has this shape in a cutout one. And where's it? And this shape in a cutout with a cutout, which I love. And I keep the cutouts because I love to be able to stamp or handwrite. I love to add them. You can flip them around because it's green. You can flip them around and stick them on one of your tabs that you're going to use. So I keep the cutouts. And she has 3 that are the cutouts. And then she has a little heart one. But then she has the same 3 without the cutout. So which I really am happy about. Like this is by far like my favorites. Love it, love it. And she has the whale tail tab, which is what I originally bought quite a few months ago. I shared it in a earlier video I did, and of just her whale tail tabs. But I love them. They come in 3 different sizes, plus a like a hole reinforcer. But anyway, so I dug out the ones I want to use for today. I will put a link to her eBay, which is Westboundpony. Excuse me. And I will put a link to that down in the description. But I found out that she also sells on Facebook Marketplace, that you can go to her Facebook Marketplace. And she has even more listed there, more items listed there. I have a wish list. I can't even tell you how long. It's probably almost just about everything, all her dies that she has listed. She on her marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, she does take all forms of payment. Makes it really convenient. She does combine shipping. So if you're going to get one thing, pile on the others, because that's when you're going to get the best price. And she's so easy to work with. If you have any questions or concerns, you just reach out to her first. She will answer any questions. She's a super seller. And I just adore her products. So swing on by. I'm going to put all the links I can to her eBay, her Facebook Marketplace, and I think I can put a link to this particular item. So if you want to check out all these tabs, and this by far, if you're a tab person, I'm a tab person. This and her whale tails, hands down, the best. So check that out. Put this aside. The other thing I'm going to be using, obviously, is a scoreboard, because for my pockets, I want them gusseted. So have that ready. I also am going to use, I want to stamp on these. So I'm going to use my Sampool Creative Expressions. This is Dates from the Past, and I believe that's #1 set. And also Tim Holtz rub-ons. Let me get this out of the plastic and see if you can get a screenshot of it. I'm also going to put a link to eBay for these. Oh, I can't get it. There we go. For these. But I couldn't find the exact ones, but they are Tim Holtz, and they're one of his sets. He has many of these, and these are just rub-ons. Comes with a little stick. I thought I could do a rub-on in this little tab. So I'm going to pick something. I already been using it, so I'm just going to pick something that will fit in there. Probably something like that, little numbery. But if you want that, if you can get a screenshot of it, am I in frame? Trying to get not. Well, sorry, but I'll put a link. I will put a link. So we're going to be using some of that. Possibly. All right, let me get this out of the way. And we will get started. So I want to pull that out and just put my book aside for now. Put my tab cutter away. Okay, so I do have these pieces. I'm going to work with these, but I'm going to end up putting this in the book today with use. But I'm going to work with these right now just to sort of give you a idea of what I did here. Originally, I made this pocket and I wanted a back on it. And I made this pocket. And I did not have a back on this originally. Then I decided to put a back on it. And I still may switch some of this out. I'm not sure. I was going to glue this together. Before I glue it together, I hope I remember. My big trick is not remembering. Is I was going to also glue a tab in there just for decoration. It has no purpose or use. It was just going to take up some space. Wasn't sure if I was going to leave it out, tuck it in, but I'll make up my mind. And then this, I was going to glue over it like this. And I wanted a back on this because I didn't care for that and then having that. Then I thought, well, while I have a back on this, I could make it a flip. So I took one of my scraps, it's not to size yet, and I can glue it in between and glue it down on one side and make it a flip. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do that yet. And then put if I make it a flip over here, I can put another tab over here so I can flip it. That was kind of the plan. Not 150% sure about it all. Then I don't know why these are different sizes. I don't know what my plan was, but I was just using my scraps. So they are the size that they are because they were scraps. If they're too big, if your scraps are too big, you can cut them down. But I do have both of my pockets gusseted. So now let's see. I like that actually. No. Okay. So anyway, I do like this one. So I may have to cut one of these down if I want to see that side. And I kind of like something totally opposite, which is the stripes. So if you want to make sure that you get your tab, thumb pull, whatever, your notch, sorry, you want to put your pieces together if it's really important that you have them in the same spot. If you don't care, then willy-nilly it, but I think for this, I'm just going to use my tab, and I'm just eyeballing it because I don't even care if it's off to the side. Sometimes I'm not a centery type of person. Okay, hold your ears because that's loud. There we go. There we have it. Love it. Okay, so I'm gonna put my notch maker over to the side, and like always, I have to can't skip this part. Sorry, it's in my blood. It's in my DNA. I have grunge in my DNA. So now, do we want? Yes, we do want to gusset the 3 ends. So let's gusset. Let's get that done. And because I don't know if I'm going to glue this down completely, I just don't know. I'm just going to do the top. Better safe than sorry. And I can't get mad at grunge, so. Alright. Let's pull out our little scoreboard. Let's use this. And let's see. I don't want a big gusset, maybe. Definitely no more than a 1/4 inch, so I'm gonna 1/4 inch it and flip it around and 1/4 inch it and flip it again and 1/4 inch it. Is that a 1/4 inch? It's close enough. It's actually less than a 1/4 inch, but I ain't hating it. Okay. Let's fold them in. Well, before we fold them in, I like to cut out the corners to get rid of some bulk. Same with the top. We're just going to get rid of some of the bulk. There we go. Now let's fold it in. Yep. I like to gusset when I remember, because it allows for almost a full pocket when you stick something in. Otherwise, when you don't gusset and you glue the sides, you're losing however much glue smears in, and then you have to put a smaller pocket in. Tag in, which is fine, except for some things you don't want too much play. It looks like the tag is too little, too thin for a big pocket, but you can't get a bigger tag in because the glue smeared out into the pocket area. So if you gusset, you get the full length of the pocket. I don't have one small enough, and I like that. I just don't always remember when I'm cutting to leave enough to make a gusset. So, all right, so now we have this, and we're back to doing this. We are doing it. And if I don't do it now, I can tend to forget, and then I glue it down. Not that you can't do it once it's glued down, but it's just way easier to do it before you get that far. And there we have it. Okay, now if we glue it on here, we do not have to gusset that. We don't want to gusset both pieces. So I can trim this down. I can definitely trim this down. Just line it up, line it up where I want it and trim it on down. Unless I want two separate pockets. Trim there and trim there. All right. Am I done with this? I'm calling it done. All right, let's see. I love this paper cutter because it has the wire in it, so it's the sure cut or whatever, and I need all the help I can get. However, once you use them, especially roughly like I do, cut that a little short, you will find, which I have, that the wire stretches. Now I do not get the best cut because my wire is stretched, and I usually am at an angle, so I'm pushing on the wire with the cutter. So it no longer is a sure cut. As a matter of fact, well, maybe it is. I'm assured to get a crooked cut, so I guess it is still a shortcut. Okay, so now when we line it up or glue it on, it will be like that. All right, I'm gonna cut off the bottom, I guess. Okay, let's see what we need to cut off the bottom. I can mark it pretty hard because it's going back behind the... I cannot see today. All right, we want to cut right... Give myself a tiny bit of playroom. I keep my scraps, and I keep all, no matter how homely or uninteresting they look, I keep them because I do make this type of journal cover a lot. Sometimes I sew around each one, sometimes I sew straight down before I glue. I make this into like a collage paper or piece of cardboard and sew it, and then I glue it onto the cardboard, and I do both sides, and I ink around each one. This one I didn't sew, but I'll do a video on making a whole piece of collage paper like that. And I love you. They're my favorite. I love using them for journal covers and the such. Okay, so now I'm just darkening the edges. We don't got to go any further than that. Just darken the edges. Yep. Because when we glue it on, it doesn't have to be a super perfect fit, because we're just going to glue it on here. That way, when we glue it onto a piece of paper, we have the pocket here in between, and we can then make this a pocket, or this a pocket, or this a pocket underneath. So this is how I made these. So now we'll get back to these. I wanted the back paper to show up behind the front of the pocket, and I only did that for extra interest. I find if I'm going to put a tag in and I want ease of pulling the tag in and out, I like the notch on both sides so that the tag can be easily grabbed. I have a hard time grabbing, so but I actually like the look when you let an extra piece behind it and you get to look at that. So all right, again, I want to make sure, let me straighten my mat out here. I want to make sure that I remember to add these in, because that's a famous trick of mine, is for gluing it together and not remembering. All right, I guess I wanted this to be my flip out, so I was going to glue it on this side, and I think I'll just pick all the writing, so that's the size I'm going to have. But I'll glue it to here first. I don't know if that's the right way. Maybe I should trim it first. I don't know. Is there a right? Is there wrong? As Patricia says from a cafe craft. I don't know if the way I'm doing it is crafter approved, but it's the way I'm doing it. So we have that. It is the way I'm doing it. Because this doesn't have to be super straight, we're just gonna cut it. That's probably my worst problem is when I cut stuff like that. All right, I want this part to show. Just trying to make sure I'm gonna get the right side of the paper to the right way I want it. All right, the other side will be glued in like that. So I think I'm going to also cut, well, before I cut it, I'm going to make sure that so it will be like this. So I want, yes, I definitely want that side cut. All right, let's do that. Don't know if I'm cutting off too much or not enough. Time will tell. I want it to be like that. So I think I'm going to score this. So let's just make a little line on where we have to score. If I want this glued in, I'm going to glue it in like that. So let's make a line to score on. Got to be right about here. I guess I want the bend outside. Okay, right about there. Okay. Scoreboard back in. I have a larger scoreboard, but all right. Let's see. That's where I want it. I'm just gonna make sure I'm lined up. Get my fingers out of the way. And score. Okay, score. Is this the one? Okay, so it will look like this. Yes, that's what we want. So I'm going to glue that in first. And I think I only have about yay much glue in here, but it runs out. It's so hot, it just runs out. Just glue that on, get the right up to the and do I want it that way? I want it that way. Okay. Just get it where I need it to be. Hair, oh, over hair. Let's see. There we go. This will be my hinge. All right. Perfect. Okay, now which this to be over here. That way we have a hidden hinge. Oh no, we don't. Yes, we do. It'll work like that. And there we have it. So I'll have to a little bit of okay. So just want No white edges. No white edges. Okay. All right, we got it. And I want this side out, I think. Yes. Yes. So, I'm going to glue that on like this. Or like that. It depends where you want your thing. I want it hidden, so I want it like that. So that's how I am gluing it. But I also want, got that out a little bit there. So I'm just gonna darken that. Go. I like mine really dark. If you watch all my videos, that's all I do. I spend more time grunging up stuff. Okay. I don't know if I have a right or wrong here, but we want it. Whoop, we want it right. Let's put our hinge outward. There we go. Alright, that's how it will look. Let's glue this together. But before we can decide, do we want this? I guess we want it totally in. Let it totally in. Totally in. Just trying to decide where I want it. Totally in. Okay, so definitely want it in. It's really gonna make that fat. But I want it in. Oop. Does that work? I don't mind that. I don't hate that. In and out. Yep. All right. So I'm just gonna glue that. Eyeball it. That's where I go wrong. Eyeballing. Okay. So let's put the glue around our pocket and glue the pocket down. It has been unbelievably warm. Oh, the kind of warm where by the time it hits the hottest part of the day, you just sit down on a chair. And I'm in air conditioning, but I don't care. I sit down on that chair and pretty much spend the rest of the day on that chair. It has just been so hot. So, wherever you are, I hope you're not as ungoshly hot as it is here. Whoop, bent my tab. Okay. Okay, I thought I just bent it. All right. So I get to glue that down. Before I glue my pocket down, I want to glue my tab down fully. Now that it's down, I'm going to get out my stamp set. Let's see what will fit on it, which is half my problem. Before, if I stamp on it before I glue it down where I'm gonna use it. Most of the time I don't leave myself enough room to stamp, or my stamp won't fit on it. Okay, my stamp, that stamp fits it. Dare I try this? Okay. Let's get my stuff out of the way and close my glue before I attempt this. Okay. We're gonna glue upside down. Hold on. Yes, we're gonna glue. I want the numbers to be this way, so we're gonna glue it, stamp it this way. Okay, it doesn't really matter if I'm... Okay. Let's not confuse myself, right? Let's just get out my morning mist. I think I'm gonna go black. I think I just wanna go on black. Okay. I should get out a piece. Maybe I should, oh, no, there we go. Okay. Let's see if I can do this and not get my head in the frame. Okay, not bad for me. Proud. Okay. I had one of my pieces of stamp paper here. Okay. And we'll put this back. Oop. Now I need a stamp, a little rub-on. I want to do a rub-on and another stamp for these. So I do want to do another stamp for this. Let's see, what do I want? What will fit, I guess. That's the question. Will this fit? No. No, it won't. Alright, let's do this one. Will that fit? Yes, it will. Great. Let's do that. Oop. Let me stamp it first, see what we got. Okay, alright. I'm liking it. Whoop. Let's see what we got. Do it there. Alright, I'm going to do the same one on the other side. I don't know where this one's going exactly yet. It might just be for decoration. Hold on. Maybe I do know, and I had an idea that I was going to do that one. I was going to say down here. If I put it on upside down, I better wait before I do that. I am going to wait because be just my luck. I'm going to stamp it on both sides, and then when I decide where I'm putting it, it'll be upside down. So if I would decide to put, not on this particular pocket, but you wouldn't want it upside down. If I put it here, I would want to stamp it the opposite way. So I am just going to, and this is already going to be chunky enough when it comes over, so I don't want But I did want this. I did want one down here just for decoration. Will this fit up here? Well, maybe this one would look better down here, which means I would have to stamp it this way. Put this one down here like I did over there. And this one could be for the tag. Let's try that. Let's try that. Crafting on the fly. Crafting on the fly. Well, that's how it goes, right? We change our mind. Is this the one? Yep, this is the one. Okay, let's get... Oh. Okay. Go right there. Perfect. Okay. Well, let's see if I did it correctly. Let's get that out of the way. I'm going to glue that down. And I want to glue this one. I can either glue it in like this. Okay, before I'm trying to hold it together here. I can either glue it like that. Yes. I'm gonna just trying to think if I glue both sides, because it's going to get glued down. I could cut it in half and only glue the half down. Yeah, maybe I will do that. I think I'll do that. I'm gonna cut this in half. Tiny corner. Okay, I'll mush it. Gonna mush. It's not mushing. Okay, there we go. And I am gonna just glue it here like that. That's what I want. So this is really, I don't know if I'm in frame. I could even just glue it onto the bottom piece. Again, eyeing it. Whoop, that didn't work. Let's use a little bit more glue. I think part of it is my glue is so thin and wet. Never had that problem before. But I have it now. Now it doesn't have to, because when I glue it, I can glue it all the way onto the paper. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't totally have to be caught, because when I glue it down, it's going to be like that. So there we go. So let's glue the pocket. Let's glue these to make it a pocket. Okay, was that? Yeah, that was actually the side. If I want to make the... Oh no, I'm just gluing it. Yeah, I'm just gluing it. Yep. Have to really pay attention to myself, because I sometimes don't always keep the proper steps the way I'm supposed to as to how something will get done correctly in a process of something. Probably because I really can't picture it, so I end up making more what I call process mistakes because I'm not able to follow step 1, step 2, step 3 in the correct line. Alright, get over there. I guess I waited a little too long. This I did. Come on, piece of paper. I'm gonna have to trim you, but I may have to trim you because I'm not putting up with that. Alright, that's what happens. There we go. I'll probably have to put a little extra glue on that corner because now I ripped it apart. Okay. Still want it to open. All right, there we go. Open in there and open there. There we go, our little pocket. Okay, this will be for our tag. That's what we've decided. And I'm doing a rub-on. So, and there's where I want to do a rub-on. Whoop, so I'm not, let's see. Okay, that will fit that number. What else do we have? I do like that. So let's cut that number out. Okay. So this ought to be fun. You know what? Not that I can handle my little tweezers any better than, I'm not even sure. Oh, there they are. Okay, I located them. Okay, but I do believe the couple times that I use these, if they fall on something, if you get it too close to something, it sticks. You ain't unsticking it. Okay, just wanted to. Okay. So I don't know here. That's probably about correct. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. There it is. There it is. Okay, I can't glue that shut till we pick what pocket. But there it is. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, I'll get this out of the way. We have our 2 pockets. It's gonna go like this somehow. Maybe even just like that. Not sure till I bring out my book, so let's bring out my book. Okay, what paper side do I want to put it on? You know, every time I pick a spot that I wanted it, I actually had that page for it, but let's just see what it looks like here, because I like green and brown. But, oh, this will go like this. Maybe, no, I wanted it like that. Did I want it like that? I don't know. I don't really like that with that back color. I even have a couple that are just plain. And this plain green one. But I wasn't too sure that I like that either. Just not sure where I want it. I think though, when I do decide, I'm going to glue that in, so this will be a flap, and this will be another pocket. So just don't know where I want it. I'm so indecisive. Too much brown. Okay. And because I was working with scraps, I didn't too much brown. I didn't make them quite as small as I should have, like I originally made this one, but I made this to go like that. That's how that's how that one's supposed to go, but let's see. Just don't know. Oh, there we go. Be like that. Oh, that's on the next page. I'm not liking that. About this size. About something like that. That's my biggest issue, is trying to pick what page, which is why I stopped working. And oh, this was the original. This was the original. And the whole reason I picked this was because I wanted to leave enough room to have a tag with that. So if I would do that, although I could do that, but if I would do that, because that's going to be my tag. Just trying to fit it all in. And then this would go like that. This would go like that. Okay. All right, so that's how we're going to glue it. So this one, because I want this to be a pocket, is only going to get glued here. So let's do that little triangle. Here it is. So let's do that. Let's just glue this. Glue this. This doesn't have to be a big giant pocket because this isn't the main event here. It's just extra. And because there's no room on the page, I can't make this a little tuck spot. So we're going to glue it down flat so it doesn't catch on anything. Pull it over and down. Okay. Just hold it for a second. Make sure I, yep, go. Oop. Okay. Then this one will come over here. I can overlap these as far as I want. But I like it right on the edge. I like it like that. I like it like that. So let's do that. Don't know if I'm in frame. I hope I'm not zoomed in too much, because that can be just as annoying as being zoomed not quite enough. Okay, so I want that about there. Hair like that. Okay. All right. I may actually put a stamp on that, or actually I may look for a rub-on for this. Put this here like that. Down there, up here. Yep. That's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna do a rub-on. Put that there. Or I could do the same stamp. Because I did want to do that. Oh, I already stamped on it. Okay. We'll see. Anyway, so there we have it. Now, if I wanted to, once I put, just messing around here. Okay, you put your tag in. Close it. I could put a piece of Velcro here to hold that flap down. Yes, I could. I could also double up one of these. Put it like, not quite like that. Put it like that to hold the flap down if I wanted to. It wouldn't be this. It wouldn't be this, but it would be a little flap. I like Velcro just because then when you open it, you see the page, and yet it's Velcroed. This is not my tag, but maybe the tag I put in there, I will just put that because it's flatter and it matches that. So whatever tag I pick, I'm going to put that in it. I want to leave it there so it doesn't fall in the pocket and I can't get it out. But there you go. So now you have one. So we have one pocket, two pockets, and three pockets. And it's a pretty little flip out. Love. Okay. All right, ladies and gents, if there are any out there watching, I'm going to find a spot for all those that I made. But I wanted to involve you in making this one. And don't forget, if you're looking for very unique tabs, go to Westboundpony. I will put the links underneath. I'll dump out, where did I do with them? Just going to dump them out one more time to show you. Like I said, she does have different names. This one is actually called Mina Tab Cutting Die Set. M-I-N-A. Mina. Okay, when I bought it just a week and a half ago, it was like $8 for all of them. So you're not going to beat that And you get, this is what they look like. I mean, really, you have to love that. What part of that isn't adorable? And as you see, when you get the ones with the cutouts, and I do keep all the cutouts for later. And I think she meant you to, because they even have a little embossed around it. But I even keep these round cutouts. Whoop, I didn't cut that one out all the way. I even keep these round cutouts. I did not keep those cutouts, but that's how those look. Cute. Anyway, Mina tab cutting die set from Westboundpony. Links will be in the description. Check her out, even if you're not ready to buy today. Go check her out, because she doesn't only have dies. She has incredible stamp stickers. I believe, I haven't bought any. I do have a bunch in my cart. I believe they're kind of like these, I believe, where you pick them off and it's a stamp. I believe it's kind of like that. I could be wrong because I didn't buy any yet, but I have a bunch in my cart. Check her out. You won't be sorry. And until then, keep crafting. Hugs.